Nifty Alpha. I'm right now Pio Vincenzo, Di Benedetto, and we have
way to dox me, bro.
Oh shit, my bad. We have my co-host.
Look him up on LinkedIn.
And on this episode, we are discussing Desperate Ape Wives. We're discussing Sandbox Land, and we're discussing NFT NYC. If you're interested in any of that information, it may or may not be in the description, and you can scrub forward. Right now, we're doing a pretty awful job at accomplishing that, but we plan on getting better, so stick with us. Pio, how's it going?
Yes, it's going well. I'm enjoying NFT NYC. We were waiting in line to get our wristbands for Ape Fest. A bunch of people recognized me. Nobody recognized Nick. It was really cool to get, the sort of recognition that I deserve, and apparently Nick does not.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to leave it at that. Thanks a lot, Pio. Really appreciate that.
I wanted a zinger back.
No, I just feel emotionally hurt by that statement, Pio. I'm going to be completely honest, and I'm going to swallow that pain and put it deep inside and just hold that to let it back out when we're at some random event this week. And I'll be bringing a little shanker with me to make sure that you get shanked.
You guys seem a little tense. Is everything going okay with NFT NYC and like the Bored Ape Yacht Club community? Is everything going good?
We're going to dive into that. Do we want to discuss that first or start with Desperate Ape Wives, a clone of, Bored Ape? Which one do we want to start with? Because we can start with NFT NYC. It's just, let's do it. Let's just let it out there. Okay. We're going to start with that. And let's talk about what went down. Shall we? Explain what went down this morning, Pio?
Tell me what went down. I want the news. I want the juice.
So here's the deal. We went to someone saying Desperate Ape Wives. I can't believe. I completely agree, but we're going to discuss it. By the way, I don't know how to change my name on here, so it's going to keep saying Pio Vincenzo. That is his last name. Ignore any other thing that I said. I got it wrong. But in terms of NFT NYC, so we woke up this morning to go. I was like, I'm not standing in line all day. There's no way that I'm doing it. I am too old. I did that when I was 16. I'm now 58 years old, and there's no way that I'm pulling that off. It's just not happening. So then what ended up happening was I did wake up 6:30, hopped in the shower, and we biked up to, Pio came down here. We biked up to the Bored Ape Yacht Club line for getting onto the yacht. You got to get this wristband. Okay, we got the wristband, but you had to show up at 7:30 in the morning in order to get it, and then wait in line. And it wrapped all the way around the block. And then the police got involved, and they were like, "We got to get rid of the line." And so what they gave us was a bracelet to come back at a given time. We came back at that given time, and we were standing in line in the exact same place that we were before. So there was no distinction. The line returned. It was wrapped all the way around the block again.
This sounds well organized for a team that just raised $90 million.
Yeah, so let's start with that. Well, they decided to go with the Aped NYC people, or Aped LA, whatever it is. I had met them before. I was like, oh, they're not ready for what's coming. But so there's 1,000 people. People have flown from around the world to get to this place, to go wait in line in the hopes of getting into this event. And so we were waiting there. We got there early. I'm in New York. We just like biked up there. And so we got there early. We're waiting in line. And by the time that the bracelet stuff went down, people were getting pretty pissed, basically. And so we had gone to have lunch. We ran into some people that are in our Discord, actually. And then we came back, got back in line, and went to go get our bracelet. And this guy walks by. There were a couple of people that were pretty frustrated by this point. And a guy walks by and he's like, I have 5 golden apes. I've been spray painting apes all around this country, and I can't get a bracelet? Are you kidding me? And we were like, yeah, that's unfortunate. We really wanted to have you at the party. That's really unfortunate because you seem like a great guy.
Did it get physical? Did the altercation get physical?
I wanted to actually like say something, but he walked away like Fortunately, for my benefit, soon enough, because I wanted to like make some snappy remark to him, but he was like, he said that and then just walked away.
Well, how much is a Bored Ape? How much is a gold ape worth? So then he's 5 times that.
It's worth a lot. Yeah, it's like a few $100,000. My guess is it's worth like 100 ETH.
So he has like over a million in apes.
At least 50 ETH, let's call it. So each one is at least 50, 80 ETH, something like. Let's call it 80. 80 times 5. He has 400 ETH supposedly.
1.6 million. Man, if I had 1.6 million, I mean, they should have had some like a VIP tier. You know what I mean? Like
they originally said it that way, but then people got pissed. So they did. It wasn't like planned. It wasn't organized. And I remember specifically when I first a few weeks ago, I was at another event where I was chatting with the organizer of this, and I was like, "Oh, it sounds like you're about to have a lot of angry people." Like that was like the real conclusion when I was speaking with him. Like, we don't even know what this boat is, but like the bottom line is,
I heard it's the Staten Island ferry.
It very, very may well be. I mean, at least there's benches.
That's exactly what it is. That's what
fair.
it is.
They have a bar on there, so
it is a possibility that could definitely go down. So, anyways, I got to figure out in the meantime how I change my name on here so I'm not consistently PO.
Why don't they just raffle it in the like Discord to 10% of the people?
That's a good question. Oh my God, now I'm in full screen. We were discussing that. We were like, why didn't they like do it online? Make it a raffle and you're either there or you're not. Like you just go claim the thing and you have to show up. Basically.
That's why there isn't that like a bummer feeling. Like you're already in New York, you know you didn't win the raffle. It doesn't suck for you. You could buy a ticket if you really wanted from someone else that has a raffle ticket. You know what I mean? If you really want to get on, then it's kind of like pay to play. If people want to buy a ticket, they can buy a ticket, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, like the first come, first serve system is going to leave a lot of pissed off people, especially if there's more, supply and demand. But, hope that yacht party lit though.
It's going to be good. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
I heard that yacht party's gonna be lit though.
We got some people in the Discord questioning my age of 58 years old, by the way, and I just wanted to let you know. Yeah,
Is there like a special drink that Bored Ape Yacht Club people like to drink? Like, is there going to be a special drink on the boat?
There's going to be some serum. There's going to be mutant serum. Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool. I like that actually.
Yeah, so there will be mutant serum. I don't know. I don't drink alcohol, so I feel like
just ask for a virgin. I'll have a virgin. Mutant serum, please.
The virgin mutant serum. I doubt they have it. Based on how this is organized, I guarantee you it's just straight alcohol.
Yeah, it sounds like a jungle juice mix kind of. That's what I'm kind of imagining.
Yeah, that's probably where we're going to
It's not going to get you lit, though. You know what I'm saying? You better stay away from the railing on the side of the boat. Stay in the middle of the boat if you're drinking that serum. You know what I'm saying? Sipping on that serum. Spotty's going to be making a new rap track. Sipping on that serum. Sipping on that serum.
So that's the where we're one day into NFT NYC. It actually hasn't even started. This is the precursor to it, and we have Aped NYC. And as the resident 58-year-old, I think that I have a great perspective on things. So let's move on to the next.
Bring a lot of wisdom.
I bring a lot of wisdom to the table here. So let's dive on to the next key subject here, which is a really important one to discuss. The number one seller on all of OpenSea right now, number one, it's surpassing right now Bored Ape Yacht Club, is Desperate Ape Wives. The floor on it continues to skyrocket. People were pumping it for weeks in our Discord, and I was just like, I'm not touching that shit with the 10-foot pole. It's gone from 0.1 floor to 0.63. A median price of 0.7 being sold right now.
Do you want to show us on screen, Nick?
Yeah, let me do that, Pio. Yeah, let me do that. Okay. So there we are. I don't know how to do the. There's another format here. I'm not used to this. I'm just straight up not used to this.
Click on the stuff under the screen. Under the screen, like the second or third. Yeah. Okay, but over to the left. Yep. More to the left.
Talks a lot of
There we
shit
go,
about
baby.
Pio until he has to do it himself.
There we go, baby.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm going to do a better job than Pio. Thank God I have the controls. So Desperate Ape Wives, this is what we're looking at here. A derivative of Bored Apes, floor of 0.57. It says 0.58, which makes me think it's a little bit different. I loved the joke when I first heard about it. And I had some people, like some legit people who were saying, you should get in on that one. And I didn't. I was just talking trash the entire time. This just goes to show, guys, that even a 58-year-old can get it wrong. You know?
Even with all that wisdom.
With all that wisdom, with all that knowledge, with all of my huge NFT
You probably had
portfolio.
too much wisdom for this kind of play.
This
like you
is
almost
the
need
problem.
less wisdom.
Yeah, this is a sophisticated art speculator sort of play here. This is a ape into something with 6 ETH type play.
I wish I did. Yeah, I mean, not really my style, but I guess it's cool.
I mean, I just think I don't own any of those, but there's one person who's been very active in our Discord. She has been, we had her on stage.
Who is it? Is it Allison or Vicky?
No,
not Vicky.
No. It was someone who literally just came on to discuss this.
Linda? Linda?
Yeah, I think that's who it may have been. Yeah. She's based in the Philippines. Is that the person you're speaking about?
I don't remember that detail. I just remember the Linda detail.
Well, I remember all the details about all of our guests. So
that's pretty impressive for a 58-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that memory should be going by now.
So let's discuss this project real quick. Desperate Ape Wives, 10,000 items, 4.8K owners, 1.2 thousand volume traded. It came out of nowhere in terms of the volume. Here's what it's looked like back on for the past 5 days. Just sitting there. Now, I don't know what the driver, the news was that moved this. By the way, this is accessible at the nifty.com. You can access this. But this is what went down. Yesterday, huge volume spike. People are suddenly interested. Peak one bought at $69,000. That's over 10 ETH. That is the queen. So, I mean, that's a fresh looking Desperate Ape right there, huh?
The name,
of
the project is good. Desperate Ape Wives is a good title.
Yeah, it is. And in case anyone's wondering, the noise, Pio's audio issue today is slightly different than the one on the other days, if you're a regular on this channel. So he just likes to rotate the issues of that, but it's all good. We love him anyways, and I'll never say anything bad about Pio because we think he's the greatest.
So what's the play here? We going to use these as profile pics?
I haven't changed my profile pic, even having a bunch of these.
So we're collecting profile pics for other people to use one day.
Yeah. By the way, Pio just posted in our private comments. We're usually not supposed to expose this, but people are playing skee ball right next to him. And so the noise is going to get even worse. So congratulations, Pio. Maybe you could articulate that publicly so that they can know that you're on a show and that they should not speak.
So I'm in a hotel lobby and the people are playing skee ball loudly next to me. Those are the crashing noises, when you throw the ball into like the thing and you hear the machine like rewarding them and all that. So my bad, audience.
Are they getting tickets though? That's the real question.
I don't know.
So I'm scrolling through this art. I want to give this project a legit review. We can check out the website. I'm not sure what the driver was, to be completely honest. I could pull up Twitter to see what the action was, why people dove in. Apparently the artist, so I had Brian Brinkman who DM'd me about this, and he said there's some interesting stuff with this project weeks ago. And he said it's worthwhile.
And you didn't share that with us.
I apologize. Because Brian had shared another project with me that took a long time to go up, and I've been a little bit... Well, it didn't
kind of fade into Brian a little bit.
He called peaceful groupies.
I made a mistake. I'm not fading Brian anymore. He's had some great calls. He got peaceful groupies. He's got Desperate Ape Wives. He called it correctly. Ultimately, the one that he called for me, the Algorithms project on Art Blocks, I ended up buying because of him for 0.2 ETH. I sold it for 8. So that was a nice little game.
That's not bad.
So I really
it's like pretty much like giving you a bunch of home runs and then
I fade it. Yeah.
Smart.
Pretty much.
Smart. I like that.
Peaceful groupies. I was like, nah, I'm not going to make it. Side note,
Just
Go
for
ahead.
me, I'm really happy that this project's like working out well. It's nice to see like, a little bit of energy in the NFT space. I'm a big fan of that and, support the women and all that jazz. But, in a bear market, like the positions I'm looking to accumulate, I'm really starting to just think about the profile pick stuff, right? Like, what's the end game here, right? Like, how many profile picks is the collective community sitting on? I love Health Aid Kombucha. 100,000. You know what I mean? So is our working theory that 100,000 new people are going to come into the NFT space, and instead of them being interested in a new profile pick collection that they can mint or buy for cheap because there's probably going to be 300 more projects over the next 6 months. But no, they're going to want all of this other stuff we're buying. Like I like it from a flipping trading standpoint, but for me in a bear market, I think you almost get lucky more than smart on the wins. And so for me, like short-term plays, like the risk reward's a lot harder for me to swallow,
It's hard to gobble that up.
It's hard to gobble that up. Ain't even Thanksgiving yet.
So the other one to discuss here, the Sandbox, I just loaded this up and I'll share the screen again in 2 seconds. But I noticed that Sandbox
But if people want, Swag Trosty said all the people are going to be looking for 3D avatars for Metaverse hype, possibly. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like the next bull run, the Metaverse may be on the horizon. And so people want to spend 0.5 ETH to get an actual 3D avatar that they can use in the Metaverse, not a Twitter profile pic. So thank you, Swag Trosty, for that insight.
Do you actually believe that that's coming soon, though? The thing that was interesting, so when I saw
it already technically exists in Decentraland.
Well, when I saw Mark Zuckerberg presenting that vision, to me, it felt like, oh, they had a production studio put this together, and it looked like he was navigating through Ready Player One sort of world, basically. And so it wasn't clear to me whether that was like how close on the horizon this stuff really is. It's difficult to actually determine where we're at in this phase, but I definitely agree. I honestly, sounds crazy, I think the PFP space has a long way to go, a very long way to go. And the reason is I think every business is going to have a designer designing them a PFP. A lot of it's going to suck, but I think like they did this before. Facebook had the thing with like avatars like supporting a cause sort of thing where it'd be like support breast cancer and it would like put a circle around it. I think that there's going to be a lot of in the NFT space, this is going to be that next wave of that.
Well, I think profile pics can still be an industry that thrives and works out well, but I don't think that a lot of the crap that is being bought and held today will necessarily stand the test of time because the new projects will dilute the supply of the old projects.
Yep. So
Sandbox.
We be playing in the Sandbox. The floor on here is not interesting, which is why, because there's cheap items, which is why this is interesting. The median price, we were discussing this days ago. Your boy Nifty Nick called it. Sophisticated Art Speculator had nothing to do with, I'm just kidding. Sophisticated Art Speculator has had a nice run here with the digital land. We were discussing, this was like a week ago when you first brought it up on our Twitter spaces when we were
I was pre-Zuckerberg.
Yeah. And so this floor or this median price sale keeps rising and the volume just keeps rising. And this is when Nick discussed it. And this is where we're at now. So if you want to get in on the ground floor, highly recommend subscribing to the Nifty Alpha and smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and also join our Discord. How do you do that? I just posted it right there.
Nick's a wizard. A wizard with Restream here.
/Discord. That's how you do it. So what are y'all thinking Sandbox?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the metaverse, as someone said in our chat that Mark said that the metaverse is 4 to 8 years away. I think it depends on what kind of metaverse you're talking about. If it's like the full immersion wearing an Oculus Rift VR device, I agree with that being 4 to 8.
I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, years away. But like Decentraland is technically a metaverse. You know what I mean? Like
Discord is a metaverse.
but like even Second Life, you could consider a metaverse, and that was around in 2000, right? Like metaverse to me means like functioning, diverse economy, right? There's people that can work in the economy. There's people that can play in the economy. There's lots of different things to do in the virtual world. Like that's my definition of a metaverse. And so Decentraland already technically exists in that capacity. You can go into Decentraland, you can outfit your character, you can go gamble, you can buy houses, you can go to an event. So it's very much kind of like Second Life in that regard. Sandbox is more of like a Roblox play, but like Roblox, you could technically call a metaverse. There's developers making full-time livings, making games in there. There's kids playing all sorts of games and social experiences and spending money. It's a functioning a virtual world economy. That's what I consider a metaverse. So Sandbox, I think, is well positioned to be sort of like a Roblox or a Minecraft metaverse experience with like a concentration on gaming. Although funny enough, last night Gutter Cat Gang hosted a like virtual DJ party in Sandbox with like the Gutter Cat Gang voxel avatars. And so, you know, that's people hanging out in a metaverse in my eyes. So I think Sandbox is potentially a good play there. And of course, on the news of Mark Zuckerberg's news of changing to Meta, the coins for Sandbox, the token and the token for Decentraland both skyrocketed. But what's interesting is that the land itself hasn't really shot up nearly as much as a coin.
This is looking quite good. So this person's trying to flip out. This one's already sold at 0.514. 0.6 is sold. So the floor is up to 0.6. We're seeing 0.65 sale, 0.6 sale, 0.65.
Yeah.
I got in at 0.5 on near Bored Ape Yacht Club land. Took me a bit. It's a little bit of a walk or a flight, a virtual flight, but it's around the corner. I'm next to Dead Mouse.
You're in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm in the neighborhood. I'm hanging out with Dead Mouse and hanging out with Mr. Miang. Is it Miang? That guy, the artist?
Yeah, Mang Jang.
Is that what he's called?
I have no idea. I never heard of him.
Mr. Miang. Man, he has like awesome artwork. So
okay, I need to check him out.
I'm gonna stop sharing for 1 second. I'll bring it on so you can actually see Miang.
Where you are at in the metaverse. But yeah, the Sandbox land is interesting because like if you think about it logically, right? Like the order of operations is that like everyone here's metaverse. First play is on the token. That's the simplest thing to do, right? You can literally go to CoinGecko and like sort by metaverse category. You know what I mean? And they're all there. So like the first thing is like you just buy the token or whatever like that, right? And that's why I think those appreciated first. But somewhat with Decentraland, but especially with Sandbox, like the long-term value arguably is in the land itself because like there's a play to earn mechanic to earn sand. If people play on your land, you earn sand, right? So there's like tokenomics that make the land long-term, you know, valuable, but I think it's harder for people. Like that's the next step. You kind of like buy the token and then you understand like, oh, okay, in Decentraland or in Sandbox, I want to own land.
Buying the land is like buying a rental property in real life. Like long term, you're going to get return on that, but it's not the same thing as if I bought Tesla stock before a pop.
Exactly. So, the short term like appreciation gains are, you know, you probably get quicker gains in the tokens, but like long term, like the true application for like metaverse would actually be like owning a piece of it.
This is Mr. Misang.
It's very good,
and his stuff is insane. It's incredible. The detail that goes into this. You haven't seen this one?
I like it.
Like this is a classic. Anyways, he has great art. I got one next to him just because I'm like, if this pans out and he ends up making a version of land, basically, that's incredible. Like he has some of these just insane worlds, which are like highly intricate. And I could imagine this like insane sort of like colorful, vibrant city. It feels like you're
It'd be a
in
cool
like,
place to hang out in Sandbox.
yeah, it feels like you're in like a extreme version of Tokyo or something like that. So yeah, it's a pretty cool. Oh shit, is that playing? There we go.
And if you're bullish on the metaverse, I highly suggest that you do research into Second Life and the story of Second Life and the progression of Second Life, because that's how a true metaverse will be created. So, just to go through it a little bit, because they literally at one point in time there was 45,000 profitable businesses in Second Life. 45,000. Multiple millionaires were made from Second Life. And we're talking the year 2000, 20 years ago. It's like literally being able to go and say, okay, what is the metaverse and the expansion of the metaverse and where does the money flow through a metaverse? Go look at Second Life. But people made money on real estate in Second Life. People made money on developing the real estate in Second Life. People made money on clothing and accessories design in Second Life. And the lowest rung of the ladder was like getting a job in Second Life, like service-based industry. But the real money is in real estate, development of real estate, and virtual goods. So right now, the metaverses are really appreciating in price. What you want to be looking at the horizon, I think, is the other two. So real estate's already been created. You want to be looking at development companies. If you could invest in a metaverse development company, right, via their token or their DAO or something like that, that could be the next big play, or a metaverse clothing company.
So that is what I had on the podcast, Republic Realm. That is their entire thing, is they have traditional real estate developers switching over to the virtual world, and they're putting $10 million in to buy land and then developing it and turning them into virtual malls. They sold one, which was virtual islands, like a timeshare style, where you have your own
was
villas.
them?
That was them. Republic
They're
Realm.
big. Do they have a token I can get into, or seed round?
The seed round you're gonna miss, 'cause they literally just raised like a ton of money. But
fuckers,
if you were at my lunch because you were in New York City on this coming Wednesday, you actually would be able to connect with them.
Well,
But,
if you could shake their hand on behalf of me and say, I think I'd be a good asset, think about me on the next round. Or if you're doing a token drop, let me get in the pre-sale.
I will definitely do that.
Appreciate it.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that they launch something like that. Their virtual land has absolutely crushed it. Their virtual islands absolutely have dominated. So yeah, so that's Sandbox. Pio, you got anything else to add there, sitting there with the loud music in the background? Pio, you there? Pio can't hear us. So that's great. Thank you. Hey, thanks for that, Pio. Really appreciate that insight. So yeah, we've discussed actually, I think the three core elements here, which was Desperate Ape Wives, the Sandbox, and NFT NYC, which Nick will not be in attendance of. Any last thoughts from you on any of these projects here, Nick? And actually, real quick, what was the one that you got into earlier today while we were standing in line?
I didn't buy anything today.
You said you did. You said you got in on the drop. Maybe you got it yesterday?
Parallel Alpha. Yesterday. I got on Parallel Alpha.
So what's the story there?
Yeah, so it's one of those like first come first serve, like not a raffle system, like straight go. So they like launched the page and I just straight spam refreshed it. But like if you could get a premium pack, that shit's free money. I literally saw someone, they bought a full set, which would have cost you maybe like 0.8 or 1 Ethereum, and they sold the account unrevealed for 20 grand. They literally made 5x their money just getting the packs in time. But it sold out in like 5 seconds. So you had to basically like refresh, try to get all the packs that were available, and then go through this CAPTCHA. I had a motorcycle one, which is hard, so that cucked me on the premium.
Dude,
but
the fucking CAPTCHAs. I had one the other day. It's literally some of those CAPTCHAs.
It's unfair.
Are insane.
It's
And
unfair in
scan.
a race because some are stupid easy. It's like click the bus and there's one bus. The other one's like
click
click
the
a
fire
motor.
hydrants.
Yeah, the other one's like click a motorcycle and there's like a 1 pixel motorcycle in one of the images you got to detect. But anyways, I got 3 of the normal ones and 3 of the enhanced ones. And on the enhanced one, I got a prime, which is like a 1 out of 100. And like the floor on that's like 7 ETH. We'll see if it holds up as the cards get rolled up, but that'd be an awesome guap for me. But I'll tell you what, like some people were mad that it like sold out super quick and they didn't get one or whatever. But I like that system way better than a raffle system that's just going to get botted to hell. So I personally was a fan of it. Like upgrade your damn internet. Like if you're sitting on a fucking toaster oven, Starbucks Wi-Fi, you ain't gonna get it. Like get home on that 2G up down. But I love the experience. It was super fun. What I really loved was the unboxing. They're like unboxing, like when you unbox a pack.
Really?
Yeah, it was high quality.
So
It was interesting to me that you can't play the game yet they raised $250 million, but whatever, seems, weirder things. But
250 million.
Yeah, they raised at a $250 million valuation.
So they're trying to be like the new Magic the Gathering, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And do you play with these cards? Is it basically you're going to scan this and then like a virtual world is going to come out of it? Like, do you have any visibility into?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be like very similar to like Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone, where you'll like have a deck and there'll be different things. The cards will have different utility and you kind of have to like build the best deck.
So what happens if you scan these QR codes? Do you know?
I've never scanned one. No.
So I'm clicking it and I'll let you know what happens here.
You're going to get rickrolled.
It brought me to literally just that card on parallel.life.
Janvert, I love the new Illuvium trailer. I love auto chess games. I played the League of Legends auto chess and the Dota auto chess. I think it's cool. I wish I got in earlier on. But yeah, what'd you get with the scan?
Yeah, I definitely, we saw someone in our Discord actually get, and shout out to Anthony. Thanks for the comments, but
thanks, Tony.
You should definitely join the Discord regardless. Even if you're not a Discord person, get in there.
Get in the Discord.
There's going to be some great stuff coming very soon. It may be a month though. Like don't hold us to like, this is not tomorrow. So we actually like work our face off. And so, unlike some of these other
other projects,
these people that just drop a quick NFT and then like expect to just make millions. No, we're out here working, delivering value for free. Okay. We would love
$3.95, man.
We would love to see you in the Discord. If you're not a Discord person, it's all good. You can follow us.
Thanks
on
for
YouTube.
the support.
We will post something on here. Smash the subscribe, smash the like. But yeah, we really appreciate it. So we're going to what was I going to say? So Parallel Life. I interjected what you were saying there, Nick. About what was the other show that the commenter had mentioned? Because Illuvium.
Yeah. Illuvium is another one of those, big production kind of NFT studios that's going for just a real high quality game. And if you haven't played the format before, it's looking like it's going to be an auto chess game, which is like basically you kind of like stack your heroes on like a square, and like you control one half, so it's almost like a chessboard, and then the round starts and like your heroes like simulated fight their heroes. And then usually there's like multiple rounds. You can kind of like adjust move your mage into the back so it's not getting wrecked by the barbarian in the front or whatever. So you can do some mid-game adjustments, but it seems like a really polished, well done game. And like in terms of like lift, like auto chess games is very doable. So I think that I think it looks good. But like the problem with me is that the price is already so inflated. It's hard for me to like when you already have something, it's like not even a game yet and it's already valued in like the billions. It's like what's my upside there? Like a 2x.
Yeah, what's the one coming on Solana, which also has that sort of
Star Atlas.
Yeah, Star Atlas. Some of these people are shooting real big. I will say, to their credit, the approach that Parallel Alpha is using is the same that Pixel Vault used, is the same that Bored Ape Yacht Club has used, and we're seeing that appears to be the playbook of playbooks. You need to have some initial drops that are insanely valuable, where you have people that are holding on to the promise of tomorrow. And when they end up releasing these things, they go huge. I mean, the investment in art on here, I was just scrolling through moments
It's
ago
really well done.
on
It's really well
screen,
done.
and
It's going to be like the crypto Magic the Gathering, very likely.
yeah, but like
It looks good, man. I'm like really like seeing that on OpenSea and not on like the EtherCards website or something is kind of bananas. Like when I noticed it was on OpenSea, I was like, oh shit, what's the floor?
well, you
yeah,
don't
it's
want to
like
look
point,
at the floor of 0.01, but that's
yeah,
not
because they have
not a
like
good
high
indicator.
supply, like they have like high supply, like really cheap cards. I mean, that is one of my concerns, is that the fact that like I don't know why they built this on mainnet, because you can't be trading around 0.001 cards cost
The gas
affordably.
fee is going to be 0.02.
Yeah, so my guess is that they'll like try to make their own kind of auction house, but like even then, if it's still on mainnet, you're still paying gas, even if you're not paying like OpenSea fees and stuff like that. So maybe they port to a different chain, or they find out like a way to, do it themselves, where you kind of like stake your cards into their own internal system and you can like trade them in the internal system.
The pricing is also a weird thing here. Like, it's not clear to me. Well, this one's called Legendary, and someone's selling at 0.185. Like, is that real?
Yeah, so like primes are like the ones that are like the big money, is my understanding.
Interesting.
Is there a prime sort?
There is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. 3.6 ETH is the floor on that. Good luck. So it's interesting to me. Like, it's not clear. A lot of people have been trading, and there's a lot of nuance to these different cards, and it's difficult. It was too complex for me to actually dive in and understand it, and so
well, and
I didn't.
And what's really interesting is if you read the actual text, it's saying that these are collectible card backs. So they're not even like the actual card ability, like some of those like that weren't valued as much, but like then some of these are the actual cards. But like what I'm trying to gather is like how they're going to be able to balance the game, because like a card game already in Magic the Gathering, it's super like play to win in a sense. You know what I mean? Like someone that has $10,000 can build a better Magic the Gathering deck than you can. So I'm trying to understand like how they're going to, balance that out. But the challenge of balancing that out is if they make it that it isn't play to win, then like the value of some of these cards, why are they valued at what they're valued at?
I don't know, but this art looks insane, and
Really good.
I think that this is very interesting.
Yeah.
And so it just goes to show right now the thing you want to be doing is hiring top-notch artists to design your work so that you get access to these different things. And like eventually a game's going to come, but the beauty of this system is that you can just make game cards without the ability to even play a game right now. And that's insane. I love that in the sense that like you definitely want those different cards. Like there's nothing here. It literally is just an art card, rarity prime. That's it.
And after you raise $50 million, you can figure out how to make a card game. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely a card game. That said, there's a lot of games. It's insane just to see.
But imagine like playing like this game and like you get matched up and you go up against this guy and you like look at his deck and he has like a $320,000 card in it.
Yeah. It reminds me of like playing.
Like I'm just gonna hit concede. Like cool. See you later, buddy. Nice deck.
That's like when you play. I'm trying to think of some of those games back in the day. You would hop on, and suddenly there would be like you'd be getting sniped from the sky. You'd be on some multiplayer game, and you just get sniped by some player. And you're like, this game fucking sucks. That was actually an issue that what's the name of the popular game at the moment, or one of them?
Fortnite.
There you go. So Fortnite, I was playing that for a bit, and before they switched the system, they switched to a system where people in your sort of skill level get placed in a game, and it makes it like way more
But
equal.
before that, the pros were just coming in.
Dude, you would just come. You literally could not. you could not be anywhere. They knew exactly where to pick up all of the different items, and it was just not fun to play as a beginner. Then they started adding bots in there, and you could kill some people. And then I ended up winning one game, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like at that point, you end up loving it. So
They
yeah,
gave you a taste. They gave you a taste of victory, something you never felt before, Nick.
Okay. So anyways, I think I'm fairly bullish on this. Pio, what's your thought? And like, what is it like to work on a team with an elite person like myself?
So my thought on Parallel Alpha is that I think it's a very interesting project. I think it's very cool. I want to tell the audience just a super quick anecdote from NFT NYC is that I met JC from NFT Siblings.
Oh my God, why are we sharing this?
Star Sailor Siblings. He's a really cool guy. I was excited to meet him. He was really excited to meet me. As soon as he realized who I was, he was like, "Oh my God, Pio, this is awesome. Give me a hug."
Pio, your audio's never good. Yeah.
He was like, we got to take a picture. So he's like, we're snapping pictures and stuff. And he was like, what are you up to? I was like, oh, I'm doing a show with Nick now. And I pointed to Nick, and he's just like, oh, hi. And Nick was like, hey. And then he just kept talking to me, just continued to ignore Nick. And I think Nick said something else. He just said, oh, okay, and just continued to ignore him. And then when he found out that Nick was Nifty Nick, then he was like, oh my God, he's Nifty Nick. I need to take a picture with him. But he didn't care about Nick until that moment. That's the moral of the story, okay?
But now you're kind of throwing that guy under the bus, and that's what I'm saying from telling that story. While it sounds funny about me, it also is not the greatest look of him. That
I'm
all
exaggerating.
And I just linked him to this, so we'll get his take soon.
So yeah,
I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, shoot him a DM. So now you're taking it back. Okay, so Pio, hey, thanks for calling out other people that are not on the show and not in this room.
I'm not
really
calling
appreciate
him out. I'm calling you out.
I just spun that to make Pio feel bad. What is that like?
Oh, I feel terrible right now. I'm in a public place. There's people all around me. They probably think I'm an idiot.
It's been the Nifty Alpha.
Like, what's this guy doing? I want to meet him.
And not Nick. They want to take pictures with me, but not Nick.
Thanks for joining. Smash that subscribe. Smash that like button. We may be at a conference, but we're coming back to deliver the content for you. We're going back. Pio's going to his hotel. I'm coming back to my apartment because we care about you and the community.
I drive all the way home to do it from here. I'm on my way back to New York now.
He drove back from New York to an undisclosed area.
In Taiwan.
Join the Discord, the nifty.com/Discord. We'd love to see you there. Continue the conversation after this episode.
I love MMA Pot just repping the all Nick army. I do really, really love MMA Pot just drawing a line in the sand.
Dedicated loyalist.
Yeah, like I just love the fact that he's like, look, this is the all Nick army, okay? Other guys are okay. They're cool, no problem with them. But I'm MMA Pot, and I represent the all Nick army, okay?
We know who the talent is, and when I walk around NFT NYC and celebrity, see, the distinction is my target audience is people who matter, Pio. And so they come up to me and they say, hey, Nifty Nick, dude, good to see you again. Who's this Shlomo next to you? And I'm like, oh, this is a guy who I let, join this show. So yeah, that's what this is all about. But no, much love to the community first. That's what we're all about here. And so yeah, hop in that Discord. Thanks again for joining.
Hop in that Discord.
Yeah, hop in that Discord. Have a great day.
Subscribe.
See you in the Discord. Subscribe, baby.
See ya.
We'll do another Wag Me later.